I love it. I love this atmosphere. I love it. All these cameras, man. I feel like I'm doing a thing on Netflix.
So I want to get into a little bit of the history. So you said you got the knowledge in
57.
1957.
Right.
Okay.
I was in Green Haven State Prison.
Mm.
Okay, during time. And Minister Malcolm X, like a lot of them don't want to give credit to. You have all these people out here talking Malcolm, but they don't give Malcolm the credit for the works, action, deeds that he did. I'm talking about Malcolm under the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Mm-hmm. That Malcolm, that's what I'm talking about.
Right,
okay?
Right.
Okay.
Before he left.
Right. Now, a Muslim brother Walter 5X, who is a Bilal Shabazz Allah Makmur Ramza, he was doing time in Green Haven State Prison. I got busted because I was in the drug game, like I ran this before, and I was arrested, okay? Mm-hmm. Anytime you want to, it's easy for you to get arrested. The only way you get arrested is a junkie. Whoever you service, whoever you're doing business with, those are the only ones. Anytime something go down with you, it's always somebody close to you, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, when nothing takes place with you, unless somebody in your circle drop a dime on you. Right. Always remember that, okay? So I was in prison, in Green Haven State Prison, and Brother Walter 5X, who is Bilal Shabazz Allah, Makmur Ramza, he was doing time. Minister Malcolm X used to come inside Green Haven State Prison and bring him all of the Pittsburgh Courier articles. Mm. Because at that time, the Messenger had no books. It wasn't no for Mecca, Matching the Black Man, anything. Right. So Malcolm, these are articles of the Pittsburgh Courier.
Pittsburgh Courier. That's where it started.
That's where it started. That's where he started teaching when he came out of prison. Mm-hmm. When he came out of prison, because before he went to prison, they took all his material. Okay, they made copies and gave it back to him. But he was just coming out, reestablishing the nation. So now
this is Elijah you're talking about.
Huh?
This is Elijah you're talking about. Is it about Elijah you're talking about?
But Malcolm had the Messenger was bringing print writing in the Pittsburgh Courier, the Herald Tribune, and the Amsterdam News. Mm-hmm. And Malcolm had an accumulation of all those articles that the Messenger was writing. And he used to bring them into Green Haven State Prison to Walter 5X. Because Walter 5X in Green Haven State Prison, he had the table in the yard. He was there by himself, teaching knowledge, wisdom, understanding, teaching that the black man is God and the white man in prison. So all these Johnny-come-latelys out there that you running your mouth, you ain't got that kind of experience, so you should keep your mouth shut and pay respect and appreciate what brothers before you sacrificed to do. You understand? Mm-hmm. Now, so Malcolm was coming in. When Malcolm come to that prison, he would sit down with him for 3-4 hours because Walter was the only one that could see him, right? So Malcolm would give him the articles, and he would have the articles, and then all the brothers that was at his table, he would give them a turn to read them. Each night they had a turn to read the articles. Mm. So I was in prison, and I'm walking around the yard, meeting other brothers and so forth, talking slick, making plans of what we're going to do when we get out and all that kind of stuff. So we passed by his table. When I passed by his table, I heard him say, "Black man is God, the white man is the devil." He said, "You see them correctional officers up there with those riot guns and shotguns and tear gas and everything. They up there, all that's up there to destroy us. But they can't destroy us because the black man is God." Oh, he was going in, right? Mm. So I had that in prison, in the yard. I said, wow. I said, man, the way what this brother is saying, he must not be planning on ever getting out of here. So he must have heard me because I passed by his table. So he said, he looked at me, he said, if you don't come to this table, you ain't getting out of here. And so that stuck with me, That's okay, brother. All right. So I kept on walking. So about a day or two later in the prison yard, we walking around, he approached me. He said, "Peace, brother. How you doing, brother?" I said, "Fine." He said, "What's your name?" I said, "Well, they call me Scopey or Frenchie or whatever. That's my street name." Mm-hmm. So he said, "What you in here for?" I said, "Well, I'm here for, because my thing was drug and homicide." I don't have no problem taking somebody out if you do me wrong. I don't have, brother, taking somebody out is just like eating a bean pie, as far as I'm concerned, okay? See, so anyway, a lot of people don't know that side of me because I don't display that because I'm about sharing the knowledge. Like you know, I be sharing wisdom, putting it out there for everybody. I'm not about taking nobody's life. I'm about saving people's life, you know? But sometimes when you put through that test, you got to go in that direction. Everything, because black man is God. Right. So anyway, he said, do you read? I said, sure, I read. So he said, well, tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. So the next day, he gave me the stack of those Pittsburgh Courier articles, okay? And that was from the Pittsburgh Courier that Malcolm gave him, and he let each person have a turn. He said, well, here, he said, I want you to read this. He said, now you got to read all in one night because tomorrow another brother has access to it, right? I said, well, why don't you let them do it first? And you can always get to me. He said, no, it's something about you. I want you to get into this. So he gave me the articles, right? So after chow and all that, I went to my cell. After you get a pail of water and go wash up the best you can. I got myself, and so I started reading articles. Brother, when I started reading articles, you know you get hooked, you know what I'm saying? You got hooked like a crackhead get hooked to crack. I got hooked. Brother, I sat there all night reading them articles. I just couldn't get away. Every page was blowing my mind, blowing my mind like I was going crazy, man. So anyway, when the cell light went out, I got down by the tail light and kept reading all the articles. Brother, blew my mind. I have never read or came in contact with anything like this in my life. Okay? So the next day when I saw him, I said, brother, he said, did you read them? I said, yeah, I read them, brother. I read them all. He said, you read all of them? I said, brother, I read all of them. I didn't even sleep last night. I read all of them. By the time I got through reading them, it was time to go to chow that morning, to go to what they call food, mess hall. Right. And I said, I'd like to come to the table. He said, well, you're welcome. So I came to the table. And there's nobody, when you say Walter 5X or Balasha Barzallah or Makmur Ramza, that's the same individual. Okay? When you say Walter 5X or Balasha Barzallah or Makmur Ramza, that's a Malcolm. Nobody can get down with those teachings like Malcolm in prison, like Walter. See, Walter was the closest thing to Malcolm. See, a lot of them don't want to say that. They always want to give somebody else the credit. No.
I've never heard of them. I mean, you tell me, you educated me on them now.
Right. The number one Muslim brother in the temple number 7 on 116th Street in Harlem, the number one brother that was close to Malcolm was Walter 5X, known as the Balasha Barzallah or Makmur Ramza. He was the closest one to Malcolm because Malcolm, out of his busy schedule, he would take the time to come inside Greenhaven prison and share that teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad himself and bring all of the Pittsburgh Courier articles and all the papers that the messenger was writing in. He would bring all that in there to Walter, and Walter would share it with us, and Walter was bad. In prison by himself, teaching black man is God and white man is the devil, and the prison yard had a table and all the brothers sat around and he was smoking. And brother, this brother was so fearless. Even the correctional officer was afraid of him. They kept their distance. He respected all the rules and regulations, but this brother was fearless. I thought I was fearless. This brother was fearless, okay? And then, so he thought he be getting down. I mean, the Quran, he would bring down the Quran from the first cover to the last cover. Then, so all these Johnny-come lately, you think you know so much. You should study these lessons and of the supreme wisdom lessons or the 120 of the gods, and maybe you can come into that reality instead of hiding behind Islam, but not coming out and sharing it with the people. You understand what I'm trying to say? So then after that, we saw this. Oh, and majority of the brothers in the riot in Attica, right? A lot of them was Muslim brothers that was from Greenhaven State Prison that was taught under Walter 5X, because Walter 5X, who was Bilal Shabazz Allah, Mahmoud Ramza, he taught like 3/4 of the inmates in Greenhaven State Prison. That's how bad he was. He was so powerful that when Malcolm took his activities, his works, back to the messenger, you understand what I'm trying to say, and told the messenger of the work that he did, okay? The messenger named the Greenhaven State Prison Temple 7.5 and named Walter 5X the Muslim minister. Wow. Now we start spreading. So then you had to memorize everything, okay? So wherever you was, because he said they're going to start shipping us out. Then he decided to drew up a writ for the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad to be taught in Greenhaven State Prison. Now, when I say the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'm not talking about no Bible, no Quran. The Bible and the Quran is not no life-giving teaching. Okay, the Bible, the Quran, the slave master education, the Hadith, you can read it, but it ain't gonna give you no life. The only thing gonna give you life is supreme wisdom, or that 120. That's the only powerful force in the world is supreme. The reason I'm saying supreme wisdom, because that's from the teacher of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I'm also saying the 120, because a lot of people, they're familiar with both. So that's the reason I'm using both titles, but they are both the same thing. You understand? That is the only life-giving teaching on earth is supreme wisdom, lessons from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that he received from Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, or the 120 of the gods on earth. They are the same thing. But if you want to get spooky and try to make it different, then that's on you as an individual. But you quote supreme wisdom or you quote 120, it's going to be the same question and answer. You understand me? So then we start spreading. So then he said we're going to take out a writ to have these rights, religious rights taught in prison. So he drew up the writ and everything. So the word got out to the correctional officers that whoever fill out that writ will not leave here alive. Okay? That's from the correctional officer that went out. So Walter said, although it's not mandatory, but all those that wants to do this, understand we're here. We ain't did nothing constructive for the people. You have a chance to make your mark or do something constructive, make some kind of contribution for your people. Because if you're out there with the drugs, you ain't hurting people, you're harming people. So you have an opportunity to do something decent in your life once in a while. You're dying anyway. So before you leave, do something positive. Leave a good mark, a good contribution to your people, your family, or the world, right?
Now this brother was your educator.
My educator.
Your educator.
Yeah.
Your own educated Jew.
Yeah. Walter 5X. Balal Shabazz Allah, Mahmoud Ramza. He was like my enlightener, what we say enlightener, my educator, or like a father that I always wanted, always needed, always had to have, and always couldn't do without. He was like a father to me before he connected me with the messenger. When he connected me with the messenger, then the messenger naturally became the father.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.